Who or what is an inner child? And what does this part mean? I can understand why this might be confusing to hear about it, but it's actually been very well researched and written about in psychology for hundreds of years. And it is referring to the part of us that we were when we were young children. And when you think about it, what happened to that little boy or girl that you were? Because they didn't die. You remember them, you remember being them, but it was you, but it wasn't you. You can recognize the picture and see that and say, yes, that was me, but you know you're no longer that person. However, that young child, that young version of you, was the one that learned so much about the world, about yourself. You gained belief systems about yourself, about the world around you, about your parents, about their role, about how you should socially operate in this world. All of the beginnings of all your learning happened when you were a little child. And so that small child holds the key to a lot of things. Now, you probably remember yourself. You probably remember what you wore, what your room looked like, what your favorite things were. Maybe you were given a nickname, your favorite flavor of ice cream, all of these different things, what you wanted to be when you grew up. And so a lot of it is very fun, but some of it too, you might remember as not having your needs met. And a child has very basic, simple needs, right? They want to be loved, safe, approved of. They want to know that you're proud of them and that they're wanted in the home, not just loved, but wanted. They need to have their questions answered. They need to feel safe to express emotion. And of course, not everybody has a perfect childhood. In fact, nobody has a perfect childhood. And chances are some of our needs may not be met. Okay, now I believe that for the most part, the parents do the best job that they can with the tools that they have at the time. So it's not about assigning blame, but it is about making sure that that part inside of us has the right beliefs about ourselves, about relationships, about the world. Otherwise, we could be in repeatedly unhealthy relationships and patterns and not understand why. It's because we were trained way at the beginning to believe that this is what normal was, or this is what right was, or this is what we deserved. So it begins back in early programming, generally. If we can go back to that point, then we can get so much further ahead. It's like accelerated therapy. Or progress if you can do that. So there's lots of benefits to this part, to working with this part, and it doesn't have to be hard. For a number of people I work with, they've been through trauma in childhood, and so they're scared. They don't want anything to do with this. No, I don't want to go there. Well, you know what? I'm going to present with you the idea that you're already there, that you've been there for a long time, that you're stuck back in who knows when, 1980, 1972, I don't know, depends how old you are, and when your traumas happened, you're stuck at that age, and you're not able to really fully move forward. So why not just move forward from it instead of spending all your time back there? It's actually far less painful to deal with it than to not deal with it, and really it's just a small child we're talking about. That's nothing to be afraid of. So it doesn't mean that you're broken if you have this part. If you're human and you're breathing, you have this part. We're not broken because we have it. And we don't want to get rid of it because it's actually a very lovely part of us that holds the keys to creativity and joy. So I hope I've explained a little bit to you about what the inner part could possibly be. It's a part of your psyche, right? It's who you are, but it's not all of who you are. Who you are today doesn't look the same way you did when you were 7 years old, right? 6 years old. So understanding this may take a little bit of time, and I'll be making more videos to explain it further. But if it didn't have value, you wouldn't hear so much about it. And it's not all about your mother or all about your father. It's about you. It's about the core of you and who you really are. And importantly, who you want to be. So the way I work with inner child is a little different than the way other people do. I don't leave you back there. I don't leave you stuck there. We don't go into the deep darkness of things necessarily. We actually make it lighter and bring that part out so that it doesn't have to stay stuck there either. You didn't want to be there back then. Why leave that child back there? Right? Let's bring it forward and make your life so much more elegant and joyful and give you back control of the things that you really want. I'm Dr. Blythe Holly Cleverly. Please always feel free to reach out to me if I say something that resonates with you and you feel I can help you. info@drcleverly.com, And as always, I'm wishing you the very best.